Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Jeff Johnson. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Leave me alone. I moved some of the stuff on my soundboard. All right, hey kids, welcome back to another episode of WonderCast. That's right. It hasn't been that long since the last one. Just a month ago. Anyway, I am Phil, but all of the your Ion heads are here. Got master of all the Green Lantern Corps, master of the Quantum Zone, Kickstarter comics, and podcasting. It is Grandpappy Will Allred.
Hi, everyone.
And
not my lawn.
The new king of podcasting himself. Does it
the Archduke of podcasting.
Yeah, oh no, the king of podcasting, Mr. Wonder Biscuits himself. It is
swooping back on in.
And the former king of podcasting and current Marvel Snap addict. It is Ray.
Hello, I no longer need to eat, nor sleep, nor breathe, because I'm made out of ionic energy. How are you, everybody?
Doing great. Good. Happy New Year.
I thought he was going to say he exists solely on Marvel Snap. I'm like,
oh, come on. Marvel Champions. Incidentally, can I say a little shout out to FFG Fantasy Flight Games? We need a Wonder Man hero pack. Thank you. That's all.
Yes. I'm surprised there isn't one already, actually.
No. I mean, without diving into a rabbit hole, Justin, he's an ally in one of the cards, which is good.
Oh, okay.
But you can't play him as a hero, which is
I see.
Marvel Champions, everybody, not Snap. Champions.
Yeah, I have a stupid question.
Yes, well, this is the place for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a stupid question. Can you play as Quasar?
Oh, I know. That's another one. No, unfortunately, I'd love to play as him. Again, he's similar to Wonder Man. Yeah, exactly. No, again, he features as an ally. So you can use him as an ally, but you can't play him as hero. Similar with Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight hasn't even got. He hasn't even got.
Oh, you haven't written letters about this? Emails? Come on.
Jeez.
Wait a minute. That if there's anything ever that needs the what the F drop, Phil, this is that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I mean, I don't know what's bigger, that Moon Knight's not in there, or Ray hasn't started a petition for that.
What the F? Yeah, Justin, is that your reaction when you found out Starhawk's lineage? That was my reaction.
Oh, yes, Starhawk.
That was live feedback.
that
was live feedback on the Quantum Zone. Yes, we were doing those Guardians of the Galaxy issues, and we found out, who his father was, and it was Ray. Literally,
I found out. I could not believe it.
What the F? And then it was Scarlet Spider-Verse Venom, which inspired.
A couple of balls down the gob.
Oh, yeah.
That's in context. Yep.
The classic.
Impact webbing.
And I can't even remember what this was.
The Hard Master.
Yeah.
Oh, that was from a G.I. Joe episode that we did with Russell.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Hard Master.
I must have been talking about Russell.
Oh my.
Come on.
Howdy, y'all.
All right.
Nom 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 nom.
That's my favorite one. The nom nom nom. I like that one.
All right, so we got 3 books tonight. Unlike last time, we had 1. So Justin, you kind of picked these ones out, didn't you?
Yeah. I was looking at some of the random issues that were included in the Wonder Man Early Years Omnibus that just came out. Mm-hmm. And these were a handful that kind of jumped out at me. I thought, well, I haven't read these at all, or I haven't read them in a long time. And I thought that they would be fun to talk about, especially this Marvel 2-in-1, because I hadn't read that.
Yeah.
And I thought,
I hadn't either.
Let's try this out.
That was my pick. Out of the
I'm so glad that we were covering that one, because it's fantastic.
And I don't know if
It's certainly of a time.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't know if someone did this intentionally or if it's just like a grand cosmic coincidence, but Wonder Man appears not only in Marvel 2-in-1 78, but Marvel Team Up 78 with Spider-Man.
I did not know that.
Wow.
No kidding.
That's
That's
an
bizarre.
interesting coincidence.
Yeah.
Those are several years apart.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, were they someone just search around and be? I'm trying to remember what came first. Was it? Oh yeah, because the Marvel Team Up probably came first, right?
Yeah, I think
So I
so.
wonder when they were
Yeah.
looking for a guest star, they're like, let's look at Marvel. Wonder Man was in
Chuck him
78.
in.
Let's do it over here. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, he'll do. Yeah.
No, Ray.
Another choice that I had for the episode tonight was the I think it was 6-part. It was a 6-part story in Marvel Comics Presents.
Oh,
Oh
But
yeah.
unfortunately, only the Wolverine stories in those episodes are available on the app. So,
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited, when they reprint Marvel Comics Presents, they only put the Wolverine stories up.
No.
yeah, but that's it.
I'm like,
It's terrible. I mean, when you
if you got the issue open scanning it, he's going to
That's-
really get that much trouble to scan the rest of the
exactly,
issue.
if you're going to go to the effort,
No.
just do the rest of them. I don't understand.
Yeah. Another 12 pages. It couldn't hurt you. Yeah, I don't know.
seems kind of the opposite of unlimited, if you ask me.
Marvel.
Right.
I know.
I know.
What I was like yesterday, Lilith and I were covering a 2-part Marvel team-up story. It was Spider-Man and the Hulk. The first issue was on there. The second issue was not on there. I'm like, why would you put part 1? Why would you not put both parts of a 2-part story up there?
Yeah.
Especially
It's so
when
absurd, isn't
it's
it?
like
Yeah.
Spider-Man and the Hulk. It's not like some some lesser-known characters.
Yeah.
That's a great story, too. It's so bizarre that they did that. Yeah.
Damn interns.
Because there's some
And
junior temp.
Will, to add insult to injury. So it was 53, 54, the part 2 wasn't on there, but then they had 55 on there, which was Spider-Man and Adam Warlock.
Will's
That
favorite.
hurts.
So they didn't put part 2 of the Hulk up there, but they put Adam Warlock on there. Can we all agree he sucks in the comics there, please? Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Never really liked him. No.
He's just too
Yeah,
perfect.
I
I
just-
mean, they just write him
That's
too
always kind of-
perfect.
Oh,
he's
he's
most
just
powerful.
he's
most
boring.
Cosmic.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, sorry to the Adam Warlock fans out there.
Give me a-
Yeah.
I mean, give me a
Opinions
Quasar or
are
a Silver
right.
Surfer any day. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always found the Silver Surfer much more interesting.
All right, so it's these 3 stories. So anyone tackle that first one? So I guess Russell. I didn't see any feedback from Russell. But the thing I have to mention about this Marvel 2-in-1, because a few months ago, Justin and I covered Marvel 2-in-1 #1, which was the Thing and Man thing,
Oh, yes.
and it does.
That's
It
a
seems
lot of things. That's
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
I know it almost seems like Lilith Hellfire's house. Come on, or Justin's.
Or mine. On a
Uh,
busy night.
There'll be some dicks waving around in here.
Anyway. But no, it seems like a common theme of these Marvel 2-in-1s is like the Thing feels that someone has dishonored him and he must go let them know about it, because in the first one it was like, oh, the Man Thing's trying to, his name is kind of similar to mine, so I kind of get him for
You got angry
copyright
about it.
infringement. And now Wonder
Fly
Man's
down to the swamp.
Man's acting in this show, and Ben Grimm don't like it, so he has to go let him know about it.
Yeah, it was-
Monstro? Is it Monstro?
Monstro.
Monstro.
And Monsty, wasn't it Monsty the dog? There's like a rock dog as well.
Monster.
Yeah, yeah, but it was a bit. It goes a bit too far, Ben, doesn't he? Like, he takes things way too serious.
He's a hothead. Yeah, he's a hothead.
Yeah, Alicia's there offering to calm him down, and he's still kind of rolled up, and off he goes.
I know.
But yeah,
I know. He could have stayed home and got his rocks off.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
Neither did she. I think Will's gonna fall out of his chair before Justin for one.
But as you were saying, I think, Will, about how dated it is.
Yeah.
Look, overall, kind of really enjoyed it, and I was kind of waiting to see how, apart from the obvious of maybe Ben being hot-headed and going over and just punching Wonder Man. I was wondering how they were going to end up fighting. And just talking about the datedness, it's so funny how while I was reading it, how Ben quickly stumbles onto the fact that there could be something in the cameras. It's like out of anything, he just decides that camera looks funny. Let me have a look inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just randomly.
It's glowing. It's glowing.
Yeah.
It must be bad.
yeah. But I thought it was quite. Yeah, I think the lead up to Wonder Man ultimately being kind of hypnotized or whatever, mind controlled, and then fighting the thing that was fun, like to see.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Of course, there's two writers on this. It's Michelini, but of course it's Tom DeFalco too. So,
well, the first time Ben goes down to the studio, he's like, "Oh, that camera, I'm going to just wad it up into an eye." I'm like,
yeah,
dude, that's destruction of property.
that is.
I know. I'm like, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen there.
Yeah.
And the Fantastic Four have a lawyer on retainer.
Multiple lawyers.
Yeah.
And actually, when he first did that, because they established the weirdo looking camera, I actually thought that he scrunched up the weird camera first. It's like, okay, well that ends that. But I like how he then scrunched up and just threw it at Wonder Man, and he just nonchalantly just kind of caught it, which is really, really good.
Well, and that's a good point because they come back around, and Simon was working out with that like 2-ton,
the 2-ton
or whatever, and the thing is struggling. And he's like, he just works out with this. Holy crap!
Yeah. Well, that made me wonder as well. Though, I mean, surely the thing would find that easy, right? 2
I would
times.
think so. There was
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I know Wonder Man's fists are as strong as Thor's hammer, right, Will? But I don't know. What are the strength comparisons here?
I don't remember, but there was a good 3-part story in the Fantastic Four, right after Wade's run, I think. I'm trying to remember what it was, but Carl Kessel, I think, wrote it if I'm remembering correctly. But there was something going on, and I think Mr. Fantastic basically says, he's one of the most powerful humans on this planet because he's nearly indestructible and he's so freaking strong.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good little 3-part story, but I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love. That's what I love about it. They should have made it talking about a 70s comic. That barbell should have been 1,000 tons or something. Something
Easily,
crazy big,
or at least 50 tons.
100. Oh that actually Ben would struggle with because 2 tons. You're talking. Spider-Man can lift that
exactly
with one hand.
Yeah.
So
Tigra
anyway.
can do that.
Can Spider-Woman do that? I think she probably can, can't she?
Good. Yeah.
I think both of them, yeah.
But that was really good.
But that camera device, did that remind anyone else of a Kirby something?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
100%.
a couple of other things in this issue, a couple of other the bits of machinery and things had a very Kirby look to them.
Well, this is I think we've talked about this before. My version that's kind of imprinted on my brain of the thing, Ben Grimm, is the John Byrne version. That's just that's when I think of the thing. I think of the John Byrne version. But Ron Wilson's is probably the one that I read first, right? Because of Marvel 2-in-1 or whatever. So it still looks like the thing. The art was good for this issue too.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah.
I really like this art a lot.
So who was the artist again, Phil? I can't remember.
It was Ron Wilson. Was that who it was?
Oh, it was Ron Wilson, wasn't it?
Ron Wilson,
of course. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I got it mixed up because there were a couple of big names in the other ones that we were looking at. Jackson Geiss, and
Geiss,
and Ron Lim, one of my favorites. Still talking about Silver Surfer. Justin,
one
of my faves. So yeah.
But we get a lot of guest stars in this too. I mean, quick cameos because Wonder Man's working out at Avengers Mansion. You get a quick shot of the Beast on one page. Then Ben goes to Matt Murdock to see if he can sue anybody.
Yeah. That's so funny.
And of course, the Fantastic Four hanging around.
Yes.
Oh
yeah. But how about the? Sorry.
That's right. Go ahead.
No. I was going to go to the next kind of big point, but yeah.
That was one of the great things about Marvel Comics in the late 70s and the 80s is that you really got the sense that it was a universe because you would have these little. It wasn't oh my gosh, a giant crossover. It was like Steve Rogers appeared over here, or the Wasp appeared over here, or paint
It's
can
more
appeared over here.
casual and organic.
It's more casual. Yeah. I like that actually because it was good. You didn't have to then really worry about continuity, but you can still kind of give that. You know, even if the Beast is shown here in the Avengers gym, that's not going to impact on an Avengers issue later on. You know, but you still have that. You still have that kind of connectivity. So yeah.
Yeah, Phil and I just talked about that Hawkeye 4-issue miniseries that Mark Grunwald did in the early 80s. And there's a very brief part where they just run into Steve Rogers on the subway. Just
Out of costume.
In his regular outfit. And he's got his shield in a suitcase. And he's like, what are you doing? You need some help? You know, and that's all that there was of it. It was just a brief little two-panel cameo. It was fantastic.
I love that limited series. I remember I read that backwards and forwards so many times when I was a kid, and that opening where he's shot and he hasn't hit the target and he's got no arrows left, and then suddenly he's got arrows. And whoops,
they were hidden.
No, we were laughing at the one scene last night because they go to the sporting goods store for more arrows, and the Mockingbird's like, I thought you had those made special. He goes, no, I have arrowheads. You just stick on him. He's just holding the arrows. He goes, I love arrows.
Gosh,
there's just a panel of him holding arrows going, gosh, I love arrows.
Gosh, I love arrows.
You can't say he's not dedicated to his craft.
No. That's right. He's passionate.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the series where he damaged his hearing.
Right.
And that's strangely enough that has actually stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
we
carried on through the decades. That he wears hearing aids, and I think that's awesome.
I love that.
Well, I think they fixed it for a while, but then they re-damaged his hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it became kind of really synonymous with him, right?
Yeah.
So you want to, and I think it's great. I mean, look, without getting too deep into it, I think that's great kind of representation as well. Like,
Definitely.
the big trademark is obviously Daredevil with being a blind superhero, but you have like Hawkeye, who's not perfect. Although his accuracy, his marksmanship is perfect. He's not a perfect being, and I really like that. And I like how they included that in one of the stories again that we will be covering. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't see that coming.
Oh, and then the villain in this issue is someone very familiar to Justin and Wrestle on Gamma Charge. Yes.
Oh, yes. We've done some Tomes of Evil spotlights on Zemnu as well. Yeah.
Zemnu.
And I had no clue that he was in the story. I was so surprised because reading this for the first time, I was going through. I was like, "Who's this guy going to be?" And then he morphed into Zemnu halfway through. I was like, "Wow, there we go." I guess that's who he is.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Loki or someone.
Or like Mastermind or some like or Mesmer or some hypnotism based villain.
Yeah,
but Zemnu.
Zemnu's he's crazy. I don't know. Aesthetically, I reckon he's a fun villain and all that, but just his kind of mode of trying to take over the world through television, I find very. I love it. It's very topical. I mean, the whole thing you saw during Marvel 2-in-1 was that Franklin was just watching TV all the time, and you could definitely, those with young kids could relate to how glued they can be, and it's kind of like, it's bad. It kind of ruins your brain, and you get square eyes and all that. And to actually incorporate Zemnu using that kind of vice to take over the world, it's quite kooky. I think
it is kooky.
You can't. Yeah, I never see him as like a deadly or a dangerous foe. It's just he's a weird one.
Yeah,
I will say that during the Immortal Hulk series, they kind of reused this idea a bit, and it was much more scary and much more dark that way. And I like that they kind of fleshed that idea out a little bit more, but added a darker element to it.
Did Byrne bring Zemnu in during Sensational She-Hulk?
Yes.
I want to think he did. Okay.
It was a two-issue story where he tried to make her the bride of Zemnu.
Why wouldn't you?
She had all this green fur sprouting out of her body.
Oh, Byrne.
I know.
Yeah, but Zemnu's good. It's actually quite powerful because we're reminded here that not only has he got mind control, but he can manipulate inanimate objects. He can literally. There was a bit, isn't that? I had to laugh at it. Didn't he reanimate some vegetables, like some mascots? I thought, this is so weird.
Oh, the lethal legumes from Planet Twillo.
The lethal legumes. Yeah,
It's so funny. Like,
I love
what
that
the
so
hell?
much. Yeah, Zemnu has some massive psionic powers. He can animate inanimate objects.
Yeah, I mean, in that one
Also
flashback
physically really
panel
powerful.
they say he messed with the Defenders. They show him fighting Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and Biscuit of the Sea, Namor. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, he got cleaned. I mean, but and he's up against some really tough numbers there as well. So yeah.
Oh, bye, Ray. Oh, look at him pretending he's Hercules. Come on.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a nice little Funko Pop.
All right.
But no, then just the fun of brainwashed Wonder Man and the Thing going at it.
Yeah.
I did notice. Yeah, I did notice one thing that Wonder Man's glasses in one panel with his eyes behind. I'm like, that just looks weird. That just looks really, really weird.
It kind of looks creepy too in some
His
of the
eyes
panels
glowing,
where he's in darkness, and that's all that you can see is just a glow emanating from behind his shades. But I guess that was the point they were trying to make with that, because he was under Zemnu's control. They wanted him to look creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then they crash in on that game show where the wife is like strapped to the wheel, and she's like, they just spin her towards a prize. Didn't they do that on Married with Children? I was just like, what the? And think of Wonder Man crash in, and the guy's like, oh no, does that mean I don't get the blender?
Yeah, some really weird. Again, just kooky moments. Again, probably taking the piss out of game shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the fact that all these shows
TV
at this
in general,
time were all
too.
recorded under the same roof. Yeah, it was all under one big studio building, so you'd have game shows and talk shows and who knows what soap operas all being filmed under the same roof.
Yeah, and you're right, Will. It's totally a take on TV. Like, yeah. But no, it's good. I enjoyed. I enjoyed this one. I think Simon Williams, and again, we get that angle of the focus bet him being like in film, because funnily, like when I was kind of growing up and collecting West Coast Avengers and really getting into Wonder Man, that portion of it was, this is before the Jeff Jones run. That kind of thing got lost a little bit by the way. So like the classic West Coast Avengers, he would pop off, to do some roles. But this one, we actually see him within the studio, and it's all kind of, and again, sorry, I'm overlapping with one of the other stories we're going to cover. It's very, very much kind of film industry centric. So
Right.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when he left the Avengers, there was just a lot. I mean, we had that Wonder Man one shot with the spectacular Bill Sienkiewicz cover. But there wasn't really a lot of appearances between him until West Coast, the West Coast Avengers, right? Because he was out there. And then in West Coast Avengers, I have to agree with Ray. I don't think that the Hollywood angle wasn't really played up a lot. Although I will say that green costume is like burned into my brain for bad reasons, just because it's so bad.
Yeah.
It is. Didn't someone say in one of the stories as well that we covered that, like, I much prefer the green costume?
Oh, yeah, I think it's one of the other ones coming up, yeah.
The other ones, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Really? No way.
I know, because he's
Black
in the black
and red all the
T-shirt
way.
by then. I know, so it's like, what?
But, West Coast Avengers, I think, kind of really brought him back to, at least a little bit of prominence, which led, ultimately to him getting that, that series that we all, really love.
Yeah.
But I think after, at least I feel like after his return, and then after he kind of came back with the Avengers return, and Scarlet Witch brought him back to life. I really don't think there's been a lot done with him. I think, didn't he have like a limited series after that, and that's been about it?
Yeah.
Well,
I feel that.
I mean, wasn't it? Oh, I mean, Will wouldn't know this because he was gone. But didn't Bendis kind of make him like a pacifist, and he was even mad at the Avengers?
I was about to
and
say.
stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, but haven't they done something with him even more recently beyond that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just trying to think as well. No, have you been collecting Uncanny Avengers, Phil? Like, because he was in that a lot. The one with the Terry Duggan run. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I was
Maybe
saying
that's
he's not in the new one, but yeah.
No,
he might.
no.
I thought I
feel
remember
that
seeing his name in some team. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that they probably just don't know what to do with him. Like,
Well, I wonder too if they. I wonder if they're waiting for the show to come out, but
Yeah. Oh, there'll definitely be more stuff, I think, once the show's out. But like, it's interesting. It seems like the angle now is the Hollywood angle. I mean, from the show, and probably where they're going to take the character from now on. But he's had a few like metamorphoses, or what do you call it? Like the blue. I found that was quite interesting. I know you probably don't like that, Will. When he got transformed into just like pure ionic, like he was that purple and blue.
Oh, Kirby Crackle.
Oh.
Yeah,
the Paris redesign. Yeah.
Yes.
I
mean, that was interesting, and
yeah.
But then it just kind of stopped there. After UCX run, he kind of disappeared from the Avengers. For the most part, and we really didn't, I think, see much of him since then. I think he popped up during, was it Civil War, which is Civil War.
No one had any great moments in Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you, Will. I try to forget that as much as possible.
And Civil War 2, don't even get me started on that. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Civil War 2, let's try to make more money.
That's right.
Yeah. But what I'd really love to see is just really exploiting that Wonder Man, that indestructibility, and just how powerful he is, because it's very much downplayed. I mean, even in the Johnson Jones run as well, it's not that. I mean, he's just it's just like super strong. Yeah. But the stuff that, as you say, like, he can't be harmed. Again, one of the tropes from him, I reckon, is they always kill him off and he's back again. Yeah. But you can only do that so many times, and I want to see like Thor level, like just adventures, like with Wonder Man. But, yeah,
that would be cool.
I mean, at least when they killed him in Forest Works, he didn't have to go through Heroes Reborn. So
that is true.
All that madness.
Dodged that bullet.
He was scared from that indignity.
Yeah. But from Marvel 2-in-1, any other points? I think Zemnu was the big call out there, and
great surprise there.
Yeah, the fight between the Thing was cool.
Yeah.
And what happened? I can't remember. Like, Zemnu retreats because he's exposed. Is that it? And so he decides to leave Earth again.
I guess he basically figures he can't defeat them both. He can beat one of them, but not both of them together. So
because I think the brainwashing starts wearing off. So he's like,
yes.
Yeah, didn't he spray him with water or something? Or
Wonder Man.
Yeah, did the Thing spring with like a fire hydrant or something? I can't remember. Some like innocuous kind of
method. If it's not punching them on the head, it's water. Like what happened? But that was enjoyable. I really enjoyed this.
Was it your first time reading that one too, Ray? Or
have
you read that one? Oh, nice.
I've read some other. I've read some other Wonder Man. I can't remember. I've got them. It's either a Spotlight or Solo Avengers as well. Mm-hmm. But I had not read this one.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'd read this one either. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, but we'll just say that I haven't read it because I didn't remember reading it.
It wasn't familiar. Yeah. What about you, Phil? Had you read this one?
No,
before?
this was the first time for me.
Oh, no kidding! It was the first time for everybody. Nice. I love that. Yeah, this is a great little surprise. I enjoyed this. The art was great. The writing was good. It was a nice little self-contained one-off story. I miss those. I still go on my soapbox for hours about how I miss the self-contained stories without the big, long, year-long stories and big, long, exaggerated crossovers. Yeah.
Did anyone follow? I'm sorry.
They were able to do that in the 70s, and I mean, they were able to have a continuing story, but you still got a unit of story in an issue, and you could make those connections, and this was from 3 issues ago. I remember they blah blah. It was a lot more subtle. than this overt part 3 of 19. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's why
12 epics a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think, and I was going to ask you guys about it, to bring back more of the anthologies like Marvel Comics Presents and Marvel 2, because they did bring back Marvel 2-in-1 briefly. Did any of you guys read that?
I didn't.
It had the Human Torch on there, and
was it good?
It wasn't.
Oh, the one from a few years ago, with
the thing. Was that okay? Was that good?
Because that was all right. Yeah, because they were kind of like setting up because the Fantastic Four, were kind. Well, Reed and Sue were kind of
missing.
Off. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But those sorts of things, bring back Marvel. Come on, bring back Spotlight and Marvel Comics Present. I reckon that would be really cool. So
they've been doing some good anthologies lately too, like that Crypt of Shadows.
Crypt of Shadows,
book was excellent.
That's more like seasonal, though, isn't it? It's like it's very Halloweeny. So
it's like a Halloween one, But whenever they do them now, they're good. And,
they're very good.
As we see with the Black, White, and Red series, whenever they do the Black, White, and Blood or whatever it is, whenever they do those are always successful and good.
Yeah.
So, bring back the anthology books, Marvel. We would definitely read them if you did.
Yeah, and they did reintroduce Marvel Comics Presents a while ago as well. That lasted, 14 issues or something?
Something like
that.
Yeah,
it was a little over a year, wasn't it?
14,
yeah.
It was pretty good, but I don't know. Again, maybe they were just, testing the waters. But I think for those that want those standalone, self-contained stories, that's prime way to do it.
Like someone said, unless you do part 1 of 20. That original Marvel Comics, there was a Black Panther story that went on for how long? It was I swear.
Oh yes, yeah.
There's a Man-Thing story that went on for a whole year. It was 12 parts. Yeah.
Can I just we're all older men here as well. Can I just rant about something as well?
Go for it, man.
Yes.
You're in good company.
Yeah. Just those. It's happened was it the banner of war? Those ones where there are 2 titles that you may not necessarily get both titles, but they do a crossover. So you get part 1, part 2, and part 3, and then you get an alpha or an omega.
Yeah.
Oh, I found that so annoying. Because I'm not going to get the other issues. I'm just getting the title that I collect. But then you get such a disjointed thing. I'm just reading this issue, and obviously you need to read the others. I just find it really annoying. I can understand why Marvel do it, of course, to try to draw you into the other title, but I just find it really annoying. I mean, if they're going to do that, maybe do, as you guys mentioned from Marvel Comics Presents, have a standalone, a story, a secondary story at the back that will kind of tie it in. But don't take up the whole issue because, people don't collect everything. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. Or relegate that stuff to annuals and things like that.
Yeah. Anyway, rant over.
All right.
That's a good one.
So should we get to
I agree with you, Ray.
Solo Avengers?
You bet.
Yeah. Solo. Which one was that? Let me have a look. That was the that one, Gargantua? Is that the one?
No, it was
the Fall guy where he's working as a stunt guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Extra dimensional director.
What did you guys think of this? What did you guys think of it?
Goofy. I thought it was very goofy. I read the Hawkeye story in the front as well.
Yeah.
Just because.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hawkeye
which was also goofy, but not this level of goofiness.
Right. It's a different type of goofy.
It was goofy, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm
just looking from the get go. The actor, Mr. Studley? Oh gosh, and then his jetpack running out of fuel. I mean, everything was pretty goofy. I thought I love the art. I love Geis's art, but it's such a strange marriage, such a goofy issue because I always associate him with a lot more kind of gritty street level
Birds
stuff.
of Prey. I mean, he did with DC for such a long time. Yeah, so he's more realistic, and this story is not realistic in the least.
Oh, it's so funny. I'm just flicking through it now. There's I was like, are these characters supposed to, these characters didn't appear before because it really wasn't much explanation. Just I guess they're body swapping, extra dimensional. There really wasn't a ton of explanation.
The story just kind of comes out of nowhere. Yeah, there's no setup for anything.
The bunny was hilarious.
I know that. Well, from the minute that I saw that cover, I was looking at Wonder Man issues to cover, and from the minute that I saw that cover, I started laughing. I said, "Oh man, we've got to talk about this one."
Yeah, the kind of the non, the villains just like not being there and just like body swapping. That kind of was really weird.
Yeah, I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, because you just don't see them, and the action was, again, you're just saying, good and funny, but I think out of I don't know, it's between this one and the next one were the weirdest kind of Wonder Mans I've ever kind of really read.
It's a very different version of Simon than we're used to. Yeah.
Yes.
And again, I appreciate it being set in the film, like the film lot and the industry, because that's Simon's background, backyard basically. Yeah. And again, maybe a couple of opportunities to poke fun at, directors, maybe producers.
Yeah.
That's always cool. But yeah, it was a strange mix. And what was the? No, this was not the one. No, I got this mixed up with the Marvel 2-in-1 where the director or producer has a great idea. That was the one thing I forgot about the Marvel 2-in-1. He has a great idea of Zemnu, the TV show.
Yeah.
I found that.
I
found that funny at the end because it's so opportunistic. But yeah, I was kind of half expecting something over here as well with the guy going, "Oh, killer rabbits, that'd be good."
Yeah,
yeah.
But,
Bugs Bunny on steroids.
Yeah, it's interesting because we're getting, what are these, 10 or 12 page stories? I guess I'm not. I don't remember.
About 10 or 12. Yeah,
10 or 12.
Half an issue, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've really got to get to it, and they got to get to it fast. They got to get in and get out fast because 11, 12 pages is tough. It's, you got to set everything up and then get it done. There's not a whole lot of room for subtlety. I think that's right. And this is not subtle at all.
No, it would be interesting, to get your take, Will, because you do write comics. Like, have you written like short formats like this before? And like, these are the compromises that you're saying. Like, no subtlety.
You have to be very, very efficient. Because. And it's one thing if I've got a short story in a zombie anthology, for instance. I know it's going to be kind of zombies. I don't have to do a lot of work to set things up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here, this is the Marvel universe with Wonder Man, who is as strong as Thor and blah blah blah, and he also works as a stuntman. I mean, there's so much you have to pack in, just to get the new reader up to speed with where we're going to go. Before you even start, really. And, I think that's hard for these long-running characters some of these long-running characters. I think it's the characters like Spider-Man, the Hulk, or even Iron Man at this point. I don't think you have to do as much work because there's such a general awareness of those characters, Superman.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
Those things. But Wonder Man, as much as I know we all love him, he's not exactly the first hero that comes to mind for a lot of comic fans, right?
Right.
So,
that's why Solo Avengers was great, because you had one character, Hawkeye, who was very well known, and then usually in the second story you'd have an Avenger that wasn't really as familiar. They would kind of get their spotlight.
And I think
that was fun.
I think interesting in here, like Will, as you're saying, like with Wonder Man, you have to really do like cut some corners as well, because you don't. As you say, if a new reader comes in here, in this story at least, I guess you could say you don't really get a total kind of explanation of Wonder Man. At the moment, it's just a guy that he works. He's an actor. He's a superhero actor. But you don't get any sense of his power levels or anything like that. He can fly with his... he's got jets, but they run out. What else can he do? Like, you don't know. But I guess you can't spend too much time explaining all that.
Is that why by at some point in the 90s, remember in all the comics at the top of the first page, you had like the brief summary of the character at the top.
I like that, actually.
Blurb at the top.
Yeah, I do too, yeah. I mean, it's the pitch.
Yeah.
It's the pitch
it's the elevator pitch,
Yeah.
I mean, we had it in the Wonder Man series. We actually had it, on that Wonder Man series. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I like both that, and I like what they do now, which is the previously, like just the little written
like
text at the
just
beginning. That's very helpful. I mean, not that I
Yeah.
read it because I generally kind of read, I'm up to speed with it. But no, I do love the little zinger at the top there, the little pitch. It's good.
And that's actually one of the things that was important to me when we were doing crossover division is that whole inside front cover is like, it's this like in Law and Order, it's the thank you. It's the this crossover division exists to combat these threats when fictional realities cross over. Blah blah blah. Here are your two agents. And here's everything else, so that you can go into it with some context, basically.
Yeah, you're ready to go. Yeah, it works really well. Because a lot of people, admittedly, like a lot of people are very daunted jumping into something, let alone number ones. I find I'm a little bit overwhelmed with X-Men at the moment. I want to get back into it, but they've got like a gazillion titles, and they're all like,
Well, the Krakoa age is about to come to an end, so
I'm waiting for that to finish. So
I think by summer it's going to be a good jumping on point.
Yeah.
Probably,
They need a good reset.
I think it's coming. Yeah, by summer.
Yeah.
probably.
They need a good reset so that people can jump back on board. Because I would like to get back into the X books too, but there's no way I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, and then once it happens, you've got to research what the hell happened before. I
know.
What happened in this Krakoa thing, okay? Because they're going to reference, obviously, just what previously happened.
I read
anyway,
some
at
of
least,
it.
Yeah, it's not like our nice simple X-Men of back in the day. Half of them were from an alternate future, or
I know an alternate future and a timeline that never was.
Oh gosh,
yeah. Exactly.
Easy stuff.
That's
like
true.
that.
Fair enough. Easy stuff.
Or Chris Claremont saying, let me pick this up that I wrote in 10 years ago and I haven't done anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that subplot from 10 years ago? Here it is.
Did you guys watch the YouTube where they did that kind of profile on Chris Claremont and his X-Men work?
No.
No. I'll have to, if you can do a search on YouTube, but it was like a 2-hour thing where they talk about how he was kind of an auteur, and he was allowed to do what he did on the X-Men, and he was protected by his editors like Louise Simonson, and was it Renee Witterstatter? There was several people that he was there and doing his thing, and they protected them up until about the mid '80s, right, mid to late '80s, when the X-Men just exploded. We got so many more titles at that because Claremont was very protective and did most of the writing for the X universe, right? But then at a point it just like an atomic bomb, it just blew up, and there were X books everywhere.
X Factor,
but it was a really interesting, because I'd never really thought of it like that. But he was really doing his own thing, and for so long, and he did it so well. I mean, look what it built. I mean, it was a really interesting. It's kind of like a YouTube documentary or something. I can't remember what it was, but do a search. It was really, really interesting.
Check that out. Yeah.
I think it's probably, I mean, to a greater extent though, Claremont, probably similar to I guess Jonathan Hickman. He seems to get like a lot of free reign, but he hasn't had obviously the long run like Claremont, but he does seem to have a lot of room to just explore his ideas. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I swear, you get like one hit and they let you do what you want, because I don't know who let Dan Slott out of his cage.
I know. I think Dan Slott's good. What are you talking about?
Well, Spider-Man, he's very hit or miss with me. Like, I love Superior Spider-Man, but like some of his Parker Industries, and I was like,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So I know anything, Phil, on this solo Avengers.
No, I mean the Hawkeye. I mean they were both ridiculous, but the Hawkeye story was good. The Wonder Man. I was just like, what is going? This is. I mean, none of them were bad, but this might have been my least favorite of the three of Wonder Man wise.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, which is such a shame because the art, like you said, Ray, the art was good, but just
art's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the art
writers on this too. It was Gregory Wright and Dwayne McDuffie, both.
Oh wow, both good writers as well.
Yeah,
and they're both good writers. So
maybe too many cooks. I don't know, but I think the art for me elevates just a little bit more than the third story that we're going to go through. But yeah, it is. Yeah, not one of my favorite Wonder Man ones, but I'm glad I read it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so should we jump?
The bunny was great.
Yes. Should we
Yes, love the bunny.
Should we get to the next one, which is it's weird because it's kind of the same series, but it's a different title. It goes from Solo Avengers to Avengers Spotlight, which I assume they did that because why they changed West Coast Avengers to Avengers West Coast, because a lot of the stores put the books in alphabetical orders. This way they were all next to each other.
The Avengers books were together.
Yeah, and that was when Byrne was taking over, West Coast or Avengers West Coast, around that time. He
was doing like both, I think, because like it was a thing. Like he was going to have characters like going back and forth between two books, but that only lasted a couple months, if that.
I think so. And Paul Ryan, was doing the art on
Avengers West Coast, or
no,
they kind of flipped
Avengers
it.
Book,
Yeah, they kind of flipped it.
Yeah. So I think Byrne was doing the art also on Avengers West Coast.
On West Coast.
West Coast,
yeah.
I think Paul Ryan was on Avengers, Which,
it's good. Paul Ryan's good as well. This got me very excited. Acts of Vengeance at the top. That sold me already. Ooh.
Nice little tie-in here.
Yeah. And, of course, Mackie and Milgram. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Brilliant. So I was very excited to read this. Again, a good Hawkeye story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I read the Hawkeye story. I really enjoyed that Hawkeye story.
I had never read this, but because of Thunderbolts, I am a Songbird. I'm a fan of Songbird, right?
Yes.
And this is her before she flipped into the Thunderbolts.
Okay, she's Songbird, Screaming Mimi.
Yes, she becomes Songbird.
Yeah. I found that this so funny. I love the, I don't know, over detailed explanation of how they can disguise themselves. I thought that was a great.
He wrote it down for him. And
that's the other thing. Like, I didn't realize when they hooked up. I guess this is when they hooked up, was like after the big vault breakout during Acts of Vengeance is when they first hooked up. Yeah.
Again, a nice little tie-in to continuity. But Angar. So we're talking about Acts of Vengeance. Angar's more from, if I'm not mistaken, the Iron Fist villain.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't,
because I do know he was in the 70s run, but I'm not sure if he originated in Iron Fist, but I have seen him early on in Iron Fist. So I'm guessing that's the
a slight little detour here, if you guys don't mind. But think back to Thunderbolts #1, and that surprise on the last page.
I say that is the last big secret that comics kept.
Yeah,
before the internet ruined everything. Yeah.
You get a standard issue, and it's good. It's Kurt Busiek. It's Mark Bagley's doing the art. It's a really good issue. And then you flip that last page, and holy crap! Spoilers from almost 30 years ago, but it's the freaking Masters of Evil. Okay.
Yeah. The big shock is you see Citizen V pulls that mask off, and it's Zemo's Play-Doh face, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Love it.
They like laid some clues in other books along the way, because like. I know I had figured out Moonstone because like the Hulk had recognized her voice and stuff, and I was like, okay, Atlas is obviously Goliath, but I don't think I figured out the other ones, because when Zemo ripped that mask off, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense, but I don't think I figured out Zemo.
Now that would be on the internet in a heartbeat.
Oh, that'd be on the internet at least 2 days before the issue came out. Yeah.
Actually, if it was from DC, it would be in the freaking solicitations for it 2 months in advance.
They're really super villains, but which
They've
ones?
already spoiled it in advance. Yeah.
I swear.
Preliminary spoilings.
They're doing it with like Green Lantern. They're like the latest, the Green Lantern War Journal. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
Crap! I haven't even read that yet. What the hell?
Oh yeah. Once it hits the stands, it's like, I swear there's no time limit on when they start spoiling stuff. Again, I've seen like comic book spoilers. Like say because something comes out on a Wednesday, it's like a Wednesday. I'm at work Wednesday morning. There's like spoiler headlines. I'm like, it's like 9. It's 9:10 a.m. How are most of the people probably haven't been to the store yet?
Yeah.
Unless you live in the future like Ray, I'm like, you probably, you're spoiling everybody.
If only.
Is tomorrow a good day, Ray? Is tomorrow a good day?
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's good, looking good. Yeah. I'd cash in that lotto check.
Okay.
But you were asking about Angar. First appearance, Daredevil 100.
Oh, Daredevil. Okay.
So I know he did appear there. Yeah,
that makes sense though. Hearing based.
Yeah. True.
So I think he did. I'm remembering now. I think he did show up in Daredevil when he was out on the West Coast with Black Widow in San Francisco. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, it was good. What I loved about the Wonder Man one, Second Thoughts, was the Mad Thinker. I always love his appearance. He's always. He's not flashy by any means, but what is he? Is he like a mutant? What? No,
super genius.
I don't think so. I think he's just really,
he's really smart. Yeah,
genius level intellect. Yeah,
yeah. No, I found that was a really nice way to open up on it. But then I don't know, Wonder Man, Wasp, fighting Gargantua was cool. I almost felt sorry for Gargantua because he's just a lump, isn't he? He's not really.
He seems like he's mentally challenged. Almost. Yeah.
So you can't and there's that bit towards the end where Wonder Man asks him just to stay there, like stick your chin out, and he just wallet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, not this guy. Come on.
You have to question the status of the Mad Thinker's genius level intellect by using Gargantua as his main pawn in the story.
Exactly.
True.
Was it just availability, or I don't know.
I guess Goliath was in jail, was in the vault.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I know he did fight Spider-Man during Acts of Vengeance, so unless he was out of the picture, he was getting zapped.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Web was Spider-Man, right? Yeah.
Yes. That's right.
Well, it's you see these super intelligent. It's nice to see him figure out Loki, right?
Yeah. That was cool. I love that.
That's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, well, this is going to be bad because blah, and then he says, "Oh, I'm going to go fix it," and we might question the pawn used.
Yes.
He actually succeeds, and he's like,
"Yeah, he does," which is good. It's a win for him.
Yeah, but
it's a win.
Yeah, but is that playing on the theme of Acts of Vengeance, where it's not a usual enemy of Wonder Man or the Wasp too, or even though that's weird because the Thinker wasn't in on the plot though, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. Maybe just by, I don't know, coincidence.
Well, I guess, the Mad Thinker wanted the heroes to win, so maybe he's just like, okay, I know Wonder Man can beat this guy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and, that this was the tool that he had available to him at that time. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, he's doing this from his prison cell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but thinking, though, how much more cool this story would have been if it had been Wonder Man and the Wasp versus the awesome android. Like how much better battle that would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be tipping his hand a little too much.
Yeah. I know.
I do like at the end, Mad Thinker's like, he's like, I don't want to be a good guy all the time. He's like, but it was nice to win one, once.
Yeah, exactly. Again, love the humor. Wonder Man gets a car thrown on him, and then he gets stomped on, which is pretty. So I guess that shows his indestructibility. But it was fun to see. He always has that tinge of comical element to Wonder Man.
Well, I think we brought that up when we were talking about the series, because it can swing from comedy to tragedy.
Well, that's what I loved
really
about that
quickly.
one.
Yeah,
it got really dark.
Same issue.
Yeah.
And I guess with like an invulnerable character, you can do kind of slapstick where it's like, oh, you got his car dropped on his head, or
I mean, the stuff that Spider-Man. Yeah, the stuff that Spider-Man kind of gets subjected to as well, and he just kind of shakes it off a bit. You kind of wonder, wow, like he's ultra durable.
Yeah. And I know there's stories where he's been able to like change it, but does anyone else find it weird in this whole story? His eyes weren't red; he just looked like he had normal eyes.
It was
that was
very
weird.
strange.
It didn't look like him, like in that sense.
Yeah. Pretty weird.
Editorial miss.
So I was like, is he gonna like drop his concentration? Are they gonna go red? But no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen? No, it didn't. He never concealed it, did he? No, it was always Sonny's, and that was it.
Oh, I thought there was early stories. Was he able to change?
I think I remember one where he did
Really?
change his eyes once or twice. And
Like
then
if he concentrated really hard
had to
or
really
something.
concentrate,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mike Rockwitz was the colorist. Mike Rockwitz, you're fired. Clean out your desk.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Wayne
you outta
Turner
here.
too. I mean, he's drawing pupils and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
so.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what you guys think. I mean, it was cool to see Wasp in the actual going in the ear doing the old ear trick.
And
Always
you don't
disgusting.
see a lot of stories with just her and Simon together. I really enjoyed
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Definitely. Yeah, she went right into his ear and could he hear that deafening device
yeah.
ordering him to attack.
Yeah. Now, this was an interesting little story. Sorry, Will?
Yeah, and Gargantua, I mean, he was just doing whatever anybody told him. Simon said drop the car, so he dropped the car.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. You can't blame him, again, for anything. He's just...
I feel sorry for the big guy.
I do as well, yeah.
Yeah, you can't help but feel sorry for him by the end of this, yeah.
But yeah, again, by way of trying to highlight or show Wonder Man, it was pretty muted here, I think. It was just as much Wasp as him. It wasn't really like a spotlight on him. I'd say it would be a spotlight on both Wonder Man and the Wasp. But he doesn't shine in any sense here.
Was this the duo's issue? Because you had Hawkeye and Mockingbird.
Yeah,
in the
that's
first story,
some
and you
Oh,
had
maybe.
Wonder
probably
Man and
the
Wasp.
spotlights on
Yeah.
the duo. Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
Would have been good.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
I don't remember Simon and the Wasp really ever teaming up
No.
before or after.
No.
I mean, I think this is like the only time. It's kind of fundamentally a weird pairing when you get right down to it, because they don't necessarily. There's some connective tissue because the Vision is his brother and Hank Pym is the father of the Vision, or the grandfather because of Ultra. It gets weird really fast. Anyway.
I mean, I think they were trying to show, like, you know, when they show up in Washington, D.C., that, you know, these are two respectable characters, but it just seemed like elitist almost, because, like, okay, here's your two superheroes, a movie star and a socialite, and it's just,
Yeah. It's two super rich people.
don't say it was like, what, you know, oh, they're just like you guys. It's like, no, they're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at how many costumes the Wasp has. Only 500. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, and if you're going to have somebody speak to that, I mean, there's this guy from World War II. You might have heard of him, Captain America. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently he can give some pretty good speeches. He's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, even because I feel like there are several Marvel characters that are kind of universally respected. You know, you look at, you know, Reed Richards, right? Captain America. I would have probably said Tony Stark or Iron Man, you know, back in the day, but
back in the day.
probably not so much.
I mean, maybe
so much
Iron
now,
Man, because no one
yeah.
knew he was Iron Man at that point, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thor, probably. A lot of people hold Thor. And
But I'd say,
Hawkeye
Captain
universally,
America is probably the top choice, because he's I mean, in that respect, he's kind of like Marvel's Superman. Everyone trusts Captain America pretty much,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He must have been busy, so they got Wonder Man and the Wasp.
More important
Well,
things
admittedly,
to do.
it was Acts of Vengeance, so
Yeah,
there was a lot of things going on then.
That's true.
I mean, just think all the stuff
It
Cap
was
was
a couple
doing.
of months for Marvel.
Just think what all Cap was doing during Acts of Vengeance. I mean, he was leading the Avengers. He's fighting Namor and
Like,
the Controller.
Yeah.
We had that whole
All
issue
of
of Avengers with Quasar on the island with the support team. You know, no other Avengers.
Oh yeah, all
Just
those
grabbing
Doctor
Quasar.
Doom robots trying to sink this island,
Yeah.
which they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydro Base.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn it, Quasar should have cleaned up.
Yeah. I know.
Oh hey,
Any
Will.
news on? Sorry.
I was gonna say, hey Will. In April, beginning of April, me and Justin are gonna be doing a episode on Cosmos and Collision. So I'll keep you updated.
Really?
His favorite Quasar story. Yes. That he reads
Yeah.
every.
Oh,
it's right
that he
there.
reads
Oh, I
every
love it.
January.
Wow, you had it within arm's reach.
He reads it every January, Ray.
That's hilarious.
Right
Yes,
there.
nice.
Oh, I love it.
Every
Yeah.
January.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's impressive.
so I've started kind of a. This may be weird, but I try to read a comic or some issues every week for my newsletter and everything. And
Mhm.
at the end of the year, I've been reading Green Lantern Rebirth because that's a really important story to me. And then I thought, well, this year the other really important story to me is Cosmos and Collision. So okay, I'll finish the year with Rebirth and start the year with Cosmos and Collision, and
Nice.
that's I think what I'm going to be doing, because which is why it's so close. I mean, I don't sleep with it most nights.
Talk to it,
I don't want to say I don't want to say he sleeps with it, but his wife has gotten some paper cuts on her head.
So, Justin, I'm assuming. So you've read it, and
Oh yes, yeah. I love
yeah,
that
it's
one.
fantastic,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For
And
Marvel Tales in April, I wanted to pick stories where it's Phil's birthday month. I wanted to pick some of his favorite character stories.
Yeah.
So
Oh, nice.
I picked a Quasar one. Yeah.
Well, and I keep saying this every time we do a Quantum Zone, or actually, I think I probably shout. I'm almost like the end of the world guy. I think at this point, the end is nigh. But for my money, that story is the absolute best Marvel Cosmic, bar none. Period.
It's
It is the best.
So good. Yeah, I love that one.
I know. I lost track of how many times you screamed, "That's better than Infinity Gauntlet."
Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
It is. Darn it.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I'd like you to meet Will, someone who reckons Infinity Crusade is the best. I want to see that happen.
Would you really want to talk to that person?
No. I love all three of your reactions. It was as if you sucked on a lemon. It was like
It's gone insane.
bubble boo boo. That was a polar opposite. I think you could not get a worse cosmic story ever.
That was.
I'd
money
rather
grab.
read Star Blast over there.
Oh!
Wow, that one's close, Justin. That one's.
That was close. That was almost below the belt.
Well, I mean, at least you have entertaining dialogue in Star Blast.
They aren't even coming into our offices.
Yes. That's where that
Like
came
that.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I am God.
And that wasn't even reading anything. That was just like,
That was just that normal.
That was him. That was him just writing crossover division.
I am God.
I could kill you. You know what? I swear we always degenerate into this. I swear we don't think we need like a WonderCast. I think whenever we convene, we just pick like some random comic. Doesn't even have to be Wonder Man. Let's just pick something random.
just
Random
talk
top.
about
Pick some random Wonder Man comic, and then it devolves, right? Just
Yeah.
weird cameo, and that's it. Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen, for this WonderCast?
Oh, thanks for the suggestions, Justin. This
Yeah,
was
Justin, they're really good.
problem, yeah.
That was new
that
stuff
was-
for all of us.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the limbo years of Simon in between his West Coast Avengers stuff and his solo title. And I hadn't read that Marvel Toon one, so I was so happy to dig that out and finally read that one. Yeah.
Someone like Wonder Man, it takes a bit of effort to dig around and find like little stories. So really appreciate it, Justin. You put in the hard work to dig up these.
Maybe one day we'll have to do that Marvel Team Up 78 with Spider-Man and force Lilith to join us.
Oh, yeah. I
good.
like that idea. That sounds good.
I'll say no, it's a Spider Cast. They're just all joining.
Yeah, the trigger.
So Justin, I had to grab this. I got this for Christmas.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Get out.
Yes. Oh,
You got it.
am-
Nice one.
I have only read the first 12 issues, so I'm looking forward to reading the whole.
Oh, nice.
Are you
Immortal
loving the
Hulk.
12? You're loving the 12?
I thought it was such a departure for the Hulk, and it was, but
cool.
it was all. It made a lot of sense, and it veered into horror, and it just really
It's an
worked.
amazing run. Yeah, it's a fantastic.
I'm loving it so far.
Yeah.
We've been covering it on Gamma Charge, and I'm just loving every second of it.
How many is that? Is that all 50 or?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think
The
so.
whole
I think it's the
thing.
entire
That is-
complete collection.
That is the
Yeah.
whole run right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty
Yeah,
big.
it's super thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 through
I was
50,
thinking about doing that,
and
Oh, and then some. Yeah.
then the best defense, the defenders, best defense. It's like
Oh,
there's
best
some
of
crossovers.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
got
the
the best
one-
defense. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Some crossover stuff.
Look how big it is.
Yeah, it's
It's huge. it's
Whoa,
a handful.
pretty
Yes.
damn big. Whoa,
Lift weights
pretty
with that.
damn big.
I love
I-
it.
So Phil and I are we're deep into the throes of Blackest Night over on Second
Oh,
Street
right.
104.
3 months straight
Yeah.
of Blackest Night. We're covering everything, every
Yeah.
crossover, everything.
So I've got the omnibus back there, and I said, it is only right that you can kill someone with the Blackest Night omnibus. That's just appropriate. It works so well, right?
50-pound weight. I love it.
Oh, that's naughty.
All right, are we done?
I
Yes,
think so.
maybe by the time that we do another WonderCast, Marvel Limited will upload the rest of those Marvel Comics Presents, so we can do that
so.
story.
Jeez.
And we've got. I think we talked about Tales of the Marvels Wonder Years.
Yeah, it's
at
not
one
on.
point.
It's not on the
I
app.
looked- I
It's not on the
couldn't
app
find that
last.
one on the
Last
app
I
either.
saw, but so hopefully they.
I'd
Maybe we
like
just-
to read that one too. That's another one I haven't checked out, and I think that one centers around a character that Simon had an interaction with in the Ronin story back in
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So I definitely want to read that at some point.
I mean, there's still plenty of Avengers issues and
Yeah.
West Coast
Oh, yeah,
Avengers
definitely.
issues.
West Coast issues. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we can dive into that Avengers stuff anytime you guys want to.
Hell, we
Mhm.
never covered his first appearance, the first time he was
True.
resurrected, or yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, yeah, just in case you're wondering, I'm always down to read some Busiek and Perez Avengers.
Mm. Yeah. Maybe
Me too.
maybe we head towards that next time.
Me
Just,
too. Yes, I love that idea.
Heck yeah. I don't know. Just as long as we stay away from Avengers 200.
Yes.
200. Which, oh, that one. Yes. No, we won't. Yeah. We're not touching that one.
All right.
Not with
so-
a 10-foot pole.
No. All right, kids. So, yes, if you have suggestions, email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. So, yeah, for God's sake, buy a t-shirt. And, of course, the Patreon. Again, the Patreon's getting wilder and crazier. I promised in 2024, and I've delivered. Lilith Hellfire is
More vicious and brutal than ever.
she's sober. I mean, she's cleaning up because she's training for a marathon at the end of the year.
okay.
I told
Wow.
Justin she gave up caffeine. She's giving up a bunch of stuff. She's like
Yeah.
watching her diet and stuff. So so I think she's gonna be
Wow.
Doing it to win it.
She's
Yeah.
she's
I
great.
love it.
So you might get a lot of episodes where she's like hangry and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Love it.
giving up at least some of the meat. All right. All right, Mr. Will Allred, Master of the Core, Master of the Quantum Zone, Master of Kickstarter and podcasting. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED. And if you'd like to check out some of the comics that I write, you can do that at Crossover Division, so crossoverdivision.com. And actually, if you go to crossoverdivision.com/KS or /Kickstarter, that'll take you to the sign-up page where you can be notified when we launch later this month, Crossover Division number 5. And you can also check out
Nice.
Cool, thank you, Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And I hang out with some guy, and we talk about Green Lantern sometimes
That's
on
your
some show on Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast, which is a lot of fun every week. We are, and like I said earlier, we are deep in the throes of Blackest Night right now for another 10 weeks, Phil? Is it 10 more weeks?
Until the end of March. January, February, and March. It's all Blackest
The
Night.
darkest winter ever known to man.
And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're here listening to us go on, about Wonder Man, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as Phil and I do. And if you do, you can find out all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I left the party. I hope it's going somewhere nice. They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
That's the one.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. Jordan.
All right. And Mr. Ray, I know you do several podcasts, including Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast, and To Know Her is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast, and Predator and P-Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And also the last week of every month, you, me, and that crazy madman Dave do the Scarlet Spider episode of Ultimate Spider-Cast.
Exactly. If anyone wants to just hit me up for a chat about that, at Ray Pod, REY Pod. I'm on Facebook, X, Discord, Blue Sky, all that jazz. A lot of fun. Yeah. And the latest ITK episode should be dropping a few hours now, so that's good to get back on the horse with the Rebecca, and we finish off Jed McKay's first amazing run, issue 30, the finale, and
monumental,
and then shortly after that, we'll be releasing another episode about Vengeance, the issue 1 of Vengeance of the Moon Knight, which is it's got everyone's tongue wagging, so very excited about that.
Sounds like a plan, Jan. Exciting times to be a pimp.
Also, reach out to Ray for your Marvel Snap tips, kids.
It's
That's just a really nice package.
And I can't let you go, Ray.
Batman, no, my favorite character. Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman. Stings the ears. Stings the ears.
All right. And now the king of podcasting, Mr. Justin. You can hear, of course, you can hear him on WonderCast. You can hear him every week on Marvel Tales with Me, where we talk something different, a different Marvel story every week. Like you said, we just recorded that Hawkeye miniseries.
Okay.
Yep. Got two more Hawkeye episodes, and then we're our ROM omnibuses will be coming soon, and we're going to do 2 weeks of ROM.
Romnibus.
The Romnibus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, you can hear him there. You can hear him twice a month on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast with me and Tyler. And of course, you can hear him once a month on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Talking Azrael.
We're not talking about Batman.
No, we're talking Azrael. Me, him, Russell. And the next episode, we got Lilith. She doesn't even like Azrael, but we got her because we're gonna cover Azrael 6 through 9 on episode 169. So,
wow,
her ADD,
that worked out.
Yes, it did. Her ADD will not let her pass that up.
It's a magic synchronicity.
Yes, and of course, Energon Universe, where we cover all the new Transformer and GI Joe stuff coming out of Image. So
nice.
But that's not all. The King of Podcasting also does stuff without me. So where are you at?
The Archduke of podcasting can also be found with my friend Ray over on Predator and Prey, the Yocha podcast, twice a month with our pal Russell. We're talking about the new Predator comics and loving it. And also, me and Russell can be found on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is. We talk about the Incredible Hulk and the sensational She-Hulk every month. We're up to 3 episodes now, 2 episodes, regular episodes, and 1 live one, where we review the brand new comics. And we can also be found on Gone the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, where we go back to Jack Kirby's Demon series from the 70s. We're discussing that in full. And last but not least, the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, is still going strong. And in January, there will be a new episode dedicated to an Impact Comics title from 1991 called The Jaguar.
My newest obsession. Yay, Impact Comics. Yay.
Phil's newest obsession, Impact Comics.
Oh, yeah. I just ordered the whole thing, all of them, pretty much.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah. Got a good deal.
Phil doesn't mess around.
They're supposed to
doesn't waste time.
Completionist maniac. Yeah, I got a good deal on them, so I was like, yeah, I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
Don't get drunk and send me videos, Justin.
I knew what I was doing.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch. One way trip to Biscuit Town. I love it. I'm gonna eat this up with a fork and spoon. Double biscuits for me. My Tweety Bird just went off just in time for that.
You got so many drops of lemon.
I know you and Russell got your own pages now. Almost the full page. All right, kids. Yeah, thank you for joining us for another WonderCast. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Hell, WonderCast episode 6. Suck it, Lilith.
Still going strong.
Yeah,
Oh, like the Ionic Avenger himself.
that's right.
Indestructible.
Irrepressible.
Blow us off. Poison us. Or come back.
Don't do those things though. Phil
No,
wasn't
don't
telling you to
try
do
that. No, kids, no. I'm saying no, sponking. We do enough deadly stuff. We podcast with the world. All right, kids. Join us next time. Wonder Woman will be back.